Have you ever bought a used vehicle and instantly regretted it? I know as we retire, we've worked all our lives, we've saved very carefully, and I think the last thing we need is to buy a used car that's a money pit and sinking thousands of dollars into it. I had to get another vehicle recently. It's been a couple weeks in the making, and I sold my car. I know in one of my videos, everyone thinks I was in a nice car. Well, it was nice, but it was an '03. It was very old, but it was time to get rid of it. It was a Chevy Impala, 2003. It was in good shape, but it was time to go. It actually had a broken sway bar. My mechanic goes, "What in the world happened?" I don't know. I have no clue how that broke right in half. He couldn't believe it. So, and I mentioned that when I sold it, but this particular person had another car, and they were kind of swapping their old car out for the parts into the car that I just sold. So the inside was beautiful. It was leather. There was no cracks. There were no holes. It was a nice car. So anyways, I had to sell that. Plus the brake lines were rusting out. So it was time to let it go. So anyways, I've been looking for a car. And so I got to tell you this story. Oh my goodness. So I seen a car on Facebook Marketplace. It was a 2013. It was a 2013 ATS Cadillac. It was beautiful. It was black. It was nice. From the pictures, okay, yeah, I like it. We went there. We sat in it. It looked beautiful on the inside. I'm looking around on it. On the outside, it was a couple selling it. She talked more than he did. And I asked her because I seen a little it was banged up at the back end of it, a crumbled part, just a small crease. And there were a couple other things. And I thought, it's not too bad. It's a 2013. And I asked her straight up, I said, "Has this ever been in an accident?" No, it hasn't. Okay. I said, "Do you mind if I take it to my son?" I said, "We might be gone for about an hour." "Oh, that's fine. That's fine." So I wanted to take it to my son. He's running a very successful detailing business. If you want to check him out, he is in Michigan, Oakland Auto Detail. Check him out. He does great work. Anyways, putting a little plug in for him. But anyways, he doesn't need it, basically. But anyways, getting back to this, we took it out to him. Drove beautiful. The minute we got in to the drive, he's looking around at it and he goes, "This has been in an accident." I go, "You're kidding me." I said, "I just asked her and she said no." And he goes, I'm pretty sure it's been in an accident." Okay, I think the back end of it's been in an accident. Okay, all right. He says, "Let me take it for a test drive." He blew it down the road, came back. He gave me a thumbs up. He says, "Drives good, doesn't veer to the right or left." He says everything. He says, "But let me he had this thing that measures paint or something because, he does detailing." And he went around, he goes, "Yeah," he says, "I can tell this back panel on the back end has been repainted." And then he's putting it around, the whole car's been repainted. He said, except for the trunk lid. Okay. He says, "That's not a big deal." So as we're backing up, we seen this spot, probably about like that. of oil. We looked at it. It was red. Transmission leak. He says, get it off my driveway. It's leaking all over my driveway. He goes, take it back. You don't want it. Talk about dodging a bullet. Oh my goodness. We brought it back. I told her about the transmission. You're kidding me. You're kidding. We didn't know that. And then she looked at her husband. He goes, well, that's going to be about $1,200. I said, I'll tell you what. I said, you get it fixed. You get it fixed. And then keep in contact me and we'll talk. Mind you, it had 100,000 miles on it, plus, and she was asking $5,800. They knew exactly that it had a leak in there. Because I was looking at the person I was with, and the more I thought about it, I said, they knew darn well that it had a transmission leak. That's why it was a 5,800 with 100,000 miles on it. Cadillacs don't sell that cheap. And it was halfway decent. That's why I went and looked at it, because I had 100,000 miles on it. And the price was, kind of in my ballpark. But, the more I thought about it, I thought, you know what? I don't want a Cadillac. I love them. I love the look. It was a Cadillac ATS. But they're too expensive to fix. That's not in my ballpark. And I realized that. I really wanted one, but I thought, if it breaks down, that it's too expensive. So she got a hold of me. She got a hold of me yesterday, actually. Texted me, and she goes, hey, Vicki, she says, I just wanted to let you know that we got the car back, and the mechanic said that it's going to be $1,400. It was an oil leak. No kidding. And I thought, did you not get it fixed? Were you expecting me to fix it? Were you expecting to probably put another $1,400 on the price? I'm not sure what she wanted from me. She said it's going to be $1,400. I just told her, you know what? I said, thank you for getting back to me. I appreciate that. But I've already purchased another car. I was a little torqued by that. Matter of fact, I was pissed because she lied. Straight up, she lied. I didn't talk to her about being in an accident. We can't prove that, but with the whole car being repainted, a 2013 being repainted, I can guarantee you my son was probably correct. But it just, oh my gosh. I guess the bottom line is what I'm trying to tell everyone is, please be careful when you're buying a used car. I like to go through private dealers. I think you get a better deal versus a car lot, only because they tack on this, and this, and this. And, you can spend $10,000, and then the time you walk out the door, it's $12,000. So, I'm kind of, I just don't go that route. So I try to look for a good used car from a private dealer. I think you get a better deal. So anyways, I ended up getting a 2016 Chevy Malibu. It's a pearl white. It's got 127,000 on the clock. And I spent about $7,000. And I'm pretty happy with that. So I can, I'll try to post a picture at the end of this video. I was going to walk around and take a picture, but I think I'll just try to post a picture of this car. I am no car expert by any shape or form. I'll tell you that right now. I had to do this all on my own. It was pretty stressful. I had people come help me, and my son helped me a little bit, but I bought this particular car all on my own. My son never looked at it, but I did have my mechanic look at it. That was very important. So no rust underneath, and I think I got a pretty good deal. I'm hoping I did. So I guess the bottom line is what I'm saying is be very careful when you're purchasing a vehicle, and have your mechanic definitely test it out. Look for leaks. Look for any leaks, rust, and, have them get back to me. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but if you are single or you don't know anything about used cars, have your mechanic check it out. So I would love to know if anyone else has had a nightmare of buying a used vehicle. I'm sure there are stories left and right out there. I would love to hear some of them, but I'll tell you right now, I think I dodged a bullet big time, because if I would have bought that Cadillac ATS and then had to drop a new transmission in there, oh my God, I would have been hot. So anyways, drop a comment down below. I would love to hear some of your stories on if you dodged a bullet or if you got stuck with a money pit. So until the next video, I'll see you guys later. By the way, I'm Vicki. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. See you next time. Bye.